director of Atal Innovation Mission, and it is indeed a pleasure and privilege to connect with every one of you once again for the announcement of a very important partnership and a relationship that we think will bring great benefit, not only to all the beneficiaries of Atal Innovation Mission, but to the entire ecosystem across our country. First and foremost, I do hope that all of you are healthy and hearty in spite of this difficult COVID-19 circumstances, and that all of you are practicing the necessary safeguards that have been advocated by your health authorities, by your local institutions, or by the local government. It is indeed always a pleasure for me to be able to talk to all the Atal incubators, startups, the community innovation centers, the ANIC and the ARISE winners that we have identified, and the Atal Tinkering Labs, who have become a very important part of the family of Atal Innovation Mission. And the whole purpose of this mission has been how do we create and promote an ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship across the length and breadth of our country? How do we ensure that the tremendous advantages that we have, like the demographic dividend, like the fast-growing economy that we have, and the availability of affordable, accessible, and advanced technologies today, how do we bring all of this to bear in driving innovation, in driving entrepreneurship nationwide, so that we can address the various challenges that we have as a country? After all, even though we have all these advantages, we also have many challenges. We have, as all of us are aware, more than 22% of our country below the poverty line. We have 44% of our country agri-economy based. We are a large country with more than 715 districts, out of which 115 districts are called aspirational districts because they are at the bottom of the pyramid in terms of basic access to healthcare, education, governance, water management, clean drinking water, sanitation, waste management, or affordable housing. We have more than 650,000 villages in our country and more than 8,000 small towns and cities. And we only have 8 tier 1 cities. So when you're administering such a large country, and a government of India, which is a democratic institution, has to manage the uniform growth of our people, no matter where they come from, no matter how diverse the geography be, no matter how difficult they are to be able to reach our hilly districts and coastal districts and remote districts of our country, we need to ensure that we provide the ability for all of them to have well-being, prosperity, as well as be able to partake of the growth that this country is experiencing. And therefore, innovation is a very key role. And particularly for a country like India, innovation in public systems, delivery systems, becomes center stage in being able to actually roll out various initiatives in the country. Because we want our initiatives, whatever be the schemes of the government, whether it is in education, whether it is in healthcare, whether it is in rural financing, whether it is in being able to promote our agri-tech industry and value-adding food processing industry, or whether it be in enabling lives and livelihoods. We need to be able to be very innovative and deliver it to the last mile. And therefore, innovation has become center stage in the government's activities. And we are very proud today that we are partnering with the Center of Innovation in Public Systems, CIPS, which is an august body which was set up in 2010 precisely for this purpose. How do we ensure that we deliver innovative solutions in the areas of healthcare, in the areas of education, in the areas of e-governance and urban governance, as well as be able to enable our tribal, hilly, coastal districts and rural India to benefit through innovative public delivery services. And this partnership of Atal Innovation Mission is in line and is consistent with what we have been trying to do as an organization and a flagship initiative of the Government of India. After all, the Atal Innovation Mission has taken a holistic approach towards creating and promoting this ecosystem of innovation. So at the school level, we have launched thousands of tinkering labs in the education world so that our young students from schools, grade 6 to grade 12, acquire a problem-solving, innovative mindset. And it is a major transformation. It's a game-changing transformation from the rote learning mindset that we all are used to. But Atal Innovation Mission is also very keen on ensuring that the knowledge of the latest technologies and the latest emerging areas which are creating solutions for tomorrow is known to our young students so that they can become the problem solvers and innovative thinkers of tomorrow. Similarly, we have launched over 68 incubators, fostering over 2,000 startups. And we have ensured that diversity, inclusivity, and reach have become a center of importance when we are rolling out incubators and all our initiatives. We have also launched 24 Atal Community Innovation Centers. And these numbers will grow over the next several years, because what we are trying to do through these community innovation centers is to ensure that rural India, tier 2, tier 3 cities become hubs of innovation and local job creation. How do we ensure that we create thousands of hubs of innovation and job creation? That is what Atal Innovation Mission has set out to do. And we also have launched series of challenges to be able to have solutions for, and which will be rolled out and piloted and tested through our incubators, through our community innovation centers, through our partners, through the ministries who have been funding these particular opportunities. So there is a whole lot of things that we are trying to do to make sure that the ecosystem of innovation gallops and accelerates at a rapid pace, and India becomes one of the most innovative nations of the world. After all, with more than 50,000 startups today and 400 incubators in our country, we are already in a position of 48 in the Global Innovation Index. And that's a leap of about 36 positions from where we were earlier in 81, 5 years ago, from a position of 81. So this augurs well for our future. And when we have a partnership with an organization like CIPS, which is ensuring that any innovation also gets delivered to the public in a very innovative manner, then that becomes a solution for being able to reach across to the last mile and being able to bring the real benefits of innovation to everyone in the country. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Reddy, who is the director of CIPS, who has had a fantastic career before this. He has, of course, been associated with CIPS before in his earlier stints with the government. And he is now leading as a director of CIPS under the auspices of the ASCI in Hyderabad. Dr. Reddy, I turn it over to you. And we are very grateful for partnering with Atal Innovation Mission on this very important initiative, which is going to ensure that at a grassroots level, we are able to roll out innovation in a manner that is seamless and that will have high impact. So with that, I turn it over to you, Dr. Reddy.
Thank you, Ramananji, and thanks for the nice introduction about our organization. And it is indeed a great pleasure and privilege today to collaborate with the well-known and well-established organization headed by you, that is Atal Innovation Mission of NITI Aayog. And from our organization side, I would like to say that we believe we are inspired by the clarion call given by Honorable Prime Minister, that Atmanirbhar Bharat, and that is the core element around which our work of taking innovations to the for the benefit of the public and at a lesser cost and without much delay. That is the main aim of our organization, that is Center for Innovations in Public Systems. Now, I would like to make a brief presentation so that, though we came into existence in 2010, and we established our networking with the states as well as certain projects we have taken up with the central government ministries and departments. We are not, to be frank, not very well-known organization across the country. But we are inching forward, and we have made strides, and which I will be sharing with all the participants in the following slides. Actually, this CIPS was the brainchild of Dr. Vijay Kelkar, eminent economist. The 13th Finance Commission has recommended in the Chapter 12 to establish this institute. The concept note was given there, and the guidelines were given, and the government of India has given a corpus fund to the to establish this center in the year 2010. The 13th Finance Commission has sent certain questionnaire to all state governments. And what it found was that many government officials in various levels, in various departments, they have been innovating different processes to deliver the services and the goods to the public in a very innovative way. But unfortunately, the moment the team or that officer has transferred or shifted from that position, the institutional memory is getting lost, and the momentum is also being lost. So, in order to document, in order to create an inventory of such practices, one of the objectives given to CIPS. So, the 13th Finance Commission thought in that way and recommended to the state government, and we came into existence. Now, what is our vision and mission? The vision is be the catalyst for transformation of governance in public systems. As we all know, we are a huge country with a huge 1.3 billion population, highly heterogeneous, and governance system is huge, and therefore the CIPS is expected to be a catalyst in the governance systems. And the mission is nurture an ecosystem and develop a culture of innovation in public systems. As we all know, generally the departments, the public systems, in a routine way they function. So the innovativeness and how to deliver the services in a faster mode is to a great extent lacking. There we bring the innovations to the district administrations or different departments, and then we push it further, and hand-holding is being done by the CIPS. Then why? Just to give a background, these were the issues that why CIPS has come into existence. Then to create a database and innovative best practices. All over the country, many innovative practices have been brought out, and therefore a database is required to be created in one place, so that government, the officials, all those who are connected with the public systems can refer back to the directory or inventory of the databases and improve over it, and further our device to get a cue from that and invent some other processes. So that is one of the activities which we do to encourage best ideas to go for long-term existence and avoid short-term aborting of such ideas. Over the years, we heard many officials have, brought out innovative process, but unfortunately, those were either not recognized or not carried after they were shifted from those places, because the government officials on promotion, on transfer, they move one place to other place. This is another drawback in sustaining the creative ideas which are generated once transferred into sustainable practices are not being carried out by the next generation of this thing, or either it should be improved. So this is one area where we work. Training and education and inclusion of innovations in all aspects. Then identification and sustainability of innovations and role of leadership. So we have a methodology that we place before the officials that this is an innovation in one state. Why to waste time in reinventing the wheel and finding out if this has a viability, this has produced results there. So kindly accept this one for this. This is a type of a catalytic role we play, a type of promotion of that particular idea or that particular practice. We do it. Then we facilitate cross-fertilization of ideas. Sometimes an innovation, maybe when we discuss with others, they may add certain better aspect, or it is something like an icing on the cake. So in that way, the innovation get upgraded from one level to other level. This is another this. Then incentivize and bring sufficient visibility to change agents. Recently, we encouraged 3 district collectors to present their innovative practices when we collaborated with the Department of Administrative Reforms. Recently, we have done it. And then synergy and mechanisms, public, private, civil society. This is as Mr. Ramanan has already mentioned, it is inclusive. It's everybody needs to be involved in bringing synergy so that innovations produce better results, positive results in a scaled up manner. Then what we do actually, how we go about? We scout, we identify, we document, we disseminate, and we promote, and we replicate. The final stage is replication. So this is scouting, and I'll not repeat all the words in the slide, but just I'm giving a overall picture. So from scouting, this is a 6-stage model which we are following, and at the end we will replicate. So there are many innovations, but not all are possible in all situations, in all circumstances. The situation in one state may be different, or one district may be different from other district. For example, a tribal dominated district is different from the highly urbanized district. So the systems cannot, the innovation which is practiced in a highly urbanized and developed district cannot be as such, go into a tribal dominated and remotely placed district. So this is how we differentiate and select, and we debate and discuss. And we involve experts also. Not that we CIPS engage many knowledge partners, experts, consultants, and with their help, we take up these replication of the innovations. Originally, our focus areas were health, education, e-governance, urban governance, but we expanded to rural development, biodiversity, agriculture, climate change, because climate change and biodiversity are going to affect, in a big way, whatever we have achieved in terms of, innovation or something like that. We need to factor in the other aspects which may bring by climate change, so that our innovations attain a lot of sustainability in course of time. Our activity statistics, just I would like to share, we have about 502 databases. We have implemented 17 projects, conducted about 170 plus workshops, and publications we brought out in Yojana magazine also. And collaboration MOUs, we have entered 27 states. So these are our activity statistics. Now, major projects, which just a few of them, which I would like to share. Documentation of innovative best practices in schools of Andhra Pradesh, Department of School Education, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Here we see it is completely, in line with the Atal Innovation Mission work. Here we don't, we encourage creative thinking, collaboration, digital literacy, communication, not shifting away from rote learning to creative practices. So this is how we have been doing it. This is a really which is very close to my heart. This one because this is bringing a lot of change in the rural areas. Then we have done this training and capacity building for headmasters, principals, and academic aspects and school management, especially in tribal welfare ashram schools. We have brought out about 10 books on tribal, all aspects of tribal development, including the tribal education. We are having those books in our library and in our this thing. And third party evaluation of central scheme electronic governance under Digital India program. This is our really, we have recently submitted this report, and the NEGD MITI has accepted it. And really, it has given a lot of leverage to us. And it was a very, challenging assignment we have taken up. And we are very happy. And many of these e-governance models, e-governance programs, schemes, are having a lot of replicability, and further upgradation may be done wherever it is required. Then impact assessment study of digital saksharata abhiyan, national digital literacy we have done. And implementation of life, this is another interesting one, implementation of life skills and career guidance program in the state of Andhra Pradesh for class 10. About 2,000 schools we have covered, and we have about 10 hour, each school we have selected our own partners, and this has given a very good, the feedback for us that we have done wonderful job, and the Commissioner School Education Government of AP has appreciated our efforts. We have successfully completed this project in the state of Andhra Pradesh, especially rural schools from 9th and 10th. Their confidence building measures, they improve their communication abilities, articulation, because these are all schools in remote districts. We have covered complete 3 districts. We have given 3 districts. Now, capacity building programs for innovative best practice under mission board projects. This was a huge program for MITI, and we have done in collaboration with them. All the governance models we have given training to large number of government officials from different state governments. Now, there is another area where replication of innovations. So, in the area of replication of innovations, we have brought the Arvind Eye Care model to the Chhattisgarh. And this we have helped them. We have hand holding and training and taking them, a bridge between the Chhattisgarh health department and the Arvind Eye Care, and 12 vision centers in 6 states were established. And then implementation of life skills category, just now I shared with you. This is the innovation come project both. Multi-purpose cot bed. This is really a grassroots innovation. A person who has fabricated this cot bed pushback model, this one, and where the paralytic patients can use this without somebody taking them, carrying them to the toilet. So this is a very innovative thing, and we in collaboration with the Telangana Innovation Cell, we saw this one in exhibition, and we promoted it and put it in government hospitals, and it has given very good feedback of paralytic and old and poor patients. This has come to handy for this thing, and everybody we got good feedback. And then installation of 363, this one nozzles, water conservation. As we know, water is going to be very precious commodity over a period of time, and it has already become. So this also the GST commissioner has implemented. We convinced them to in the entire their office we have this thing, and in another offices also we have implemented it. Then implementation of zero investment innovations in education initiatives in collaboration with Arvind Society Puducherry. We have done this, replicated in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Then construction of ecological science twin pit model. We have selected one innovator by name Dharmarao, retired chief engineer from Telangana. He has little bit modified it into, and we have established it in the ASCII campus so that we can demonstrate to all the a lot of foreign delegates. I mean, the trainees come to ASCII, Administrative Staff Training College, from developing countries and this thing. So we wanted as a demonstration unit we have established in within the campus of ASCII itself. Now we have certain challenges also. We have to admit that brand visibility, as I mentioned, that whenever we go to CIPS, when officers change, then again they will ask what is CIPS, and we repeat the same. We do this thing, and somehow that is happening. We find it little bit. Now we wanted to go in a very big way and involve each. We wanted to have a workshop in each state involving all the senior government officials, so that the institutional memory is there, that we need not go and every time we say what is CIPS and what we are expected to do, how we can handhold, and what are the innovations and all these things. So this is another issue we are facing, the strategic challenge. And stakeholders' reluctance. Unfortunately, I find it this thing. Even if an innovation has a viability and has proved its worth, somehow in a routine way of government working, to convince them and to adopt that innovation, it is really taking a lot of time. Lot of time. Sometimes we are not in a position to convince them, because they ask, no, who will give the extra funds and all the, so many processes, they have their own problems. So here we find that we are finding alternate. We are going to have a brainstorming sessions with the people when certain innovation has been proved its merit, its worth beyond doubt. Then what is the problem in adopting for the delivery of services or processes or whatever we may call it, increasing the efficiency? So that is another area. Then operational challenges is that No, there are many innovations sprouting up in many states. And tracking of innovations is a time consuming, and what is an innovation, what is not an innovation, and how viable it is, whether it can be replicated or not. These are the issues for which we need a lot of expertise. It is not that simple. It is easier said than done. It can be easier said than done. So here also we are trying to overcome those things. And handholding and consultation. Sometimes we ourselves we are investing our own expenditure to convince them and handhold the functionaries in different states. And networking and digital presence. Here we wanted to, now this is networking. This, I mean, we are very thankful to Mr. Ramanan for coming immediately forward to establish, collaborate with us. So this is how we wanted to, spread our footprint, spread our, capabilities, spread our, work among the different states. And as you mentioned already, there are 5-6 areas where the Atal Innovation Mission has done a wonderful job. And further, spread if we can promote those initiatives in a better way with the networking and digital presence, and we'll really feel very happy to do that. Now, just to show in a pandemic response, also we have done a lot of 32 webinars, bringing out various innovations in district administrators, which have done, very innovatively, different. My Manipur district, and one is in Andhra Pradesh and another states. 3 collectors were requested to, they spread out their innovations on onboarding in our website. And then we, in a webinars we conducted, like that we promoted and facilitated the young administrators who have brought out some innovative process in their districts. Now, coming to last and the most important thing is that what is our collaboration with Atal Innovation Mission and the CIPS. Now, how to go? I mean, we have this. Of course, this is not a cast in stone, this thing, but we would like to share these things which we would like to do in in collaboration with the Atal Innovation Mission. The engaged district officers in ATL Mentor of Change, that is a great one which is going on, where we can chip in and do certain good job. And then roundtable for understanding administrative challenges and procurements. As we have, GEM, the government e-marketplace is already there. But we find that percolation of the good practices down to districts is not that encouraging, or not that happening that way. So the district administrators are there having their own very heavy workload and all these things. When we go and this thing, then what is the process they are doing it? How can we improvise, and how can we assist them, or come? That is another area where we can do it. And then e-exhibition, startups and government procurement. If there's really having some idea has been transformed already into a practice, best practice, then that startup need not wait for some time lag, need not be given. We can immediately take it to the receptive administrators. Then please, why don't you practice it, and why don't you implement for the betterment of our society? Then promote initiatives launched by Atal Innovation Mission. Many are there. Then leverage mutual research capacity. For example, we were given in our statement of intent, which we have entered with Atal Innovation Mission. We were given this harness CIPS research capacity for white papers on rural innovation. Yes, we feel very comfortable with that area, because we have been doing that, and there I think we can add a lot of value to in our collaboration. And then LMS for teacher training and translation of ATL curriculum, learning management systems is this thing. Then lastly, e-marketplace for innovations. So repeatedly, we will be bombarding the practitioners in the government systems. These are the e-marketplace. Why don't you? This will make sensitization is one of the things which we would like to follow. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and thanks Ramanji and all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. This was a very, very comprehensive presentation, and I want to convey my deep appreciation and gratitude for sharing about CIPS. It perfectly well aligns itself to what Atal Innovation Mission has set out to do. And everything that you talked about today in terms of what CIPS is doing synergizes extremely well, and for the benefit of all the ecosystem players in our country. Take, for example, the first thing that you said about creating this database of best practices, innovative practices, and not reinventing the wheel. Now, that is something that is so very important. We already have 7,800 tinkering labs. We have 2,000 startups. There are many best practices that have come out as a result of all of this. We have 68 incubators. We don't want to be recreating the wheel every time, and we can partner with you to capture all these best practices and have a single repository in which these best practices and innovations can be stored. And therefore, I would urge all the beneficiaries of Atal Innovation Mission to share your best practices so that they can go and update the database. The second part that you have talked about very well is how you play a systematic role, not only in capturing the best practice, but in making sure that it gets rolled out and disseminated and documented, disseminated, and then applied for the innovation. Now, that is important. And since you have a process and a procedure to do that, we would all benefit with adapting those processes and including that in the way Atal Innovation Mission works. The third is, and you brought it out very well in the slide we showed, between AIM and CIPS, what are all the things that we do? For example, you already have a list of innovations that you have captured that has worked elsewhere. We are setting up other community innovation centers. I would like many of those innovations to get actually piloted and implemented in our community innovation centers, because it has already been done, proven, it has brought benefit, so we can adapt it and we can roll out these innovations in all the community innovation centers that we are setting up. Alternatively, whatever innovations are created in the Atal Community Innovation Centers through challenges on the problems that you have mentioned, water management, sanitation management, waste management, or education, or healthcare, or hygiene, or affordable housing, and all of those challenges that are there. If we create solutions, they can enter into your database, and we can use your network to propagate it across. So startups from the Atal Innovation Mission ecosystem who are creating solutions now have a platform by which they know where this particular innovation can be applied because of the association with CIPS. And then you have also emphasized how you are trying to ensure that tribal India, rural India is getting the benefit of all the innovations, and how you are doing research to ensure that it is not one size fits all. What works in a metro city doesn't necessarily work in a tier 2 city, and that does not work in rural India. And therefore, the ability of being able to create community centric innovation and apply that community centric innovation, whether it is a tribal community or a hilly community or a coastal community, their requirements are different, their challenges are different, and together we can identify innovations which are applicable to that particular community and then replicate it across the various communities which are similar in nature. So that is a tremendous opportunity for all the incubators, the startups, the schools. Also, the thing that you talked about, teacher training and sharing of best practices in school. Now, while we have only 10,000 tinkering labs, there are more than 1.4 million schools in our country, and 640,000 are secondary and higher secondary schools. We want to make sure that the benefits of whatever material we are creating and the best practice we are creating in our schools can get replicated to the other schools. And through your state and district level connection, you'll be in a position to do all of that. So this is, all of these advantages can come to the fore if everybody in the ecosystem is aware that this partnership has so many benefits in terms of knowledge management, in terms of innovation best practices, and in terms of innovation implementations for public delivery and public service. And I think this can also create together, we can identify new challenges where there are no innovations, and we can launch these challenges so that innovations can be created for public good. So it's been a fantastic, presentation. Thank you so much, and we are eagerly looking forward to working with you on this. I just want you to share a little more about your own campus, and you have a beautiful campus, and we are planning also that Atal Innovation Mission can leverage your training facilities for ensuring that capacity building. We are running 3 programs, for example, right now. We're running the ICRES program for capacity building for managers, incubation managers. We are running iLead program for startups to have accelerated growth in their profitability. And we are running a Prime program for researchers and innovators to create market prizes. So these programs today, because of the COVID-19 situation, unfortunately, we are not, we are only doing it digitally and virtually. But our long-term goal is to work with you and the ASCI institutes across the country and see how we can create training programs and implement them in a very systematic manner, leveraging those facilities.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with that, Ishita, if there is anything further to add, our team is here who have played a very important role in quickly coming up with this SOI. We have Ishita Agarwal, who is heading strategic relationships, and she has been very instrumental in putting all this thing together and stitching it together. We have Manglesh, who is heading our Atal Community Innovation Centers and Atal Incubation Centers. We have Pramit Das, who is responsible for Atal New India Challenges and the Arise Challenges for the MSME community. And we have Dipali Upadhyay, who is responsible for Atal Tinkering Labs. And then, of course, all the others like Shashank, Ranjan, Vinay, who are all helping us in various initiatives across Atal Innovation Mission. So thank you so much. And with that, Ishita, a vote of thanks from your side would be a fitting end to this very important launch of this collaboration and this partnership.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Ramanan. Mr. Reddy, it was a very insightful presentation. So we have been conversing with your team since some time, but it's today we realized how so much work has been done by CIPS, and we are looking forward as a team to start working together so that we can take all the innovations. You have a data bank of innovators. We have a lot of startups who are working with us on innovative products and services, and we do hope to take some of these things to the and get the public systems to absorb these innovations and improve our public service delivery. So thank you so much, and I also want to thank Ashish for help facilitating.
From my side, you both have done wonderful job.
And thank you for your time, and of course, Mr. Ramanan, big thanks to him because he's our constant motivator and our support who guides us on all these initiatives. So thank you so much, and we really look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you for logging on. And we are looking forward to working with all of you who have logged onto the call and with CIPS to drive the innovation ecosystem forward in our country. Thank you so much.